Hey, good morning, everybody. In so many ways, yesterday was truly a terrible day in the world. A full-blown human rights catastrophe continues to unfold in Aleppo, Syria. An assassin shot and killed a Russian diplomat in Turkey. 12 people were killed in Germany as a truck rammed into a crowded market. 3 people were shot at a mosque in Zurich, Switzerland. And all of that happened just hours before our Electoral College, which is one of the most ridiculous systems in any so-called democratic nation in the world, chose to cast their votes for Donald Trump as President of the United States. In spite of losing the popular vote by 2.8 million people, Trump still won the election because he won the Electoral College. In typical Donald Trump fashion, he has repeatedly lied about the margin of his victory over the past few days, calling it a, quote, historic landslide. But historians have shown that his victory actually ranks 46 out of 58th in all presidential elections in this nation's history. Only in Trump's mind does losing the popular vote by 2.8 million people and winning the Electoral College by one of the slimmest margins in the history of elections equal a historic landslide. In huge part because of his lies, a recent poll determined that 52% of Republicans actually believe that Donald Trump won the popular vote. Again, we live in a peculiar time where facts seem to matter less and less every single day. While I had little hope that the Electoral College would make a truly radical decision yesterday and somehow overturn Trump's victory, we live in such a crazy, unpredictable time that I must admit I was holding out that maybe just a small sliver of electors would reject Trump and save our nation from his presidency. It didn't happen. The odds were always long, but yesterday all but sealed the deal on a Donald Trump presidency. He won the election. He won the Electoral College, and it's time for us to make a strong, clear pivot away from somehow stopping him from becoming president to organizing to protect the people his presidency may harm. I heard a leader last week say recently, kind of a play on what Michelle Obama says. He said, when they go low, we go local. And I like that. When they go low, we go local. And today I want to give you 3 quick ways that we can go local, and I want to encourage you to start right now. First and foremost, local elections are going to matter more than they ever have. 4 years of a Donald Trump presidency is a long time, and we can't only be political during the presidential election. More than you ever have in your life, throw yourself into local politics. Know the names and policy positions of your city council, of your school board, of your local sheriff and district attorney. Find out who your state representatives are and determine that you are not only going to be an informed voter, but you're going to be someone who holds local elected officials accountable. The second one is big. Maybe you need to run for office. Too many of us are looking at a system that we despise while simultaneously refusing to do anything about it ourselves. The best way to ensure that someone in office has the policy positions and views that you care about most is for you to run for office yourself. If you're a parent, start small. Consider serving on the PTA board of your school. Serve on the neighborhood association of your community. Be an active citizen, but grow from there. Run for local office and be the change that you want to be in the world. And I'll close with this thought. Be charitable. If you have not made it a point to donate to a local charity this holiday season, please do. Your community has people who need your help. If you have local, meaningful ways to volunteer, consider making that a weekly or at least a monthly part of your life. Donating your time and your resources is one of the best ways you can take your mind off of the ugly world we live in. In the words of Kendrick Lamar, which was really just an echo of We Shall Overcome, we gonna be all right. Yeah, man. Yeah, take care, everybody. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, I think you're going to see that too. I think you're going to see a lot of new people and new faces say, damn it, I'm just going to jump in this and try it myself. And it's not going to be we get so focused on presidential elections that we forget the local opportunities to serve and make a difference. But I think you're going to see kind of a revolution of people serving locally for sure. I hope so. Yeah. No, I'll be in, man. I'll be in. Yeah. Oh man, get your joke on, man. We're a team. Uh, that's why we're a good team. I bring it heavy, and then y'all lighten it up. No, oh man, oh no. Well, I appreciate y'all. All right. Yeah, yeah. Take care, everybody. Bye now. Oh, I will. I'll do it right now. Test. Hey, everybody. Just want to take a few minutes to check in with you. Um, Hold on one second. Hold on. I hope some of you can tune in to the Tom Joyner Morning Show. Um, I had three quick points that I wanted to make to you all specifically that I didn't get a chance to say on air with Tom Joyner. Um, I saw this tweet, and man, I couldn't shake it, and it's so true. Um, it said it said Democrats are playing checkers and Republicans are playing like evil Harry Potter chess. you know, and it's true. It's so true that we're playing two very different games. And I'm gonna find the tweet and share it with you. And say I think I may have even shared it on my Facebook page a couple of days ago. But we can't get caught up in that. And Republicans are playing a game. That tweet, I remember now, when he wrote that tweet, the guy was looking at what Republicans are doing in North Carolina. Their governor lost the vote, and Republicans there in North Carolina are making crazy moves to make it such that the new incoming Democratic governor, doesn't have nearly the power that the previous governor had. I mean, and some people are literally calling it something like a coup, and it's something that rarely happens. Normally, when you lose, and you may be frustrated or angry, but you don't come in and undercut the incoming administration like that. And what the guy said was, man, Republicans are playing a game of like evil Harry Potter chess, and we're playing checkers, and it's so painfully true that we are being outmatched and outmaneuvered, and the Democratic Party is being outmatched and outmaneuvered. Truly, there's really not even a leader of the Democratic Party right now. Um, Debbie Wasserman Schultz was the head of the Democratic Party, and she kind of left in disgrace. Um, then they appointed an interim head of the Democratic Party, Donna Brazile, and she is now not really the head of the Democratic Party. And so the party is in flux at a time when it needs to be deeply, deeply organized. It's just us, me and you and others of us saying, well, damn, how can we scramble to be the solution? And we're just being outmaneuvered. Like even yesterday with the Electoral College, Donald Trump's voters, they held strong. I think he had two people who defected, which is still a big deal. It didn't change anything, but rarely does that happen. But Hillary Clinton had more people who defected than he did. And some of them voted for Bernie, others voted for different Republicans, hoping that they could help some type of move happen with the Electoral College. But it's clear Democrats are playing a simple game. They're playing a game of checkers, and Republicans are playing something altogether different. I don't even know if I would call it chess. It's a higher level, more brutal game than we're playing, and we're going to have to change our tactics and our strategies to be able to withstand this onslaught. And so that's one thing I wanted to just say very quickly, and then and the other thing was something I'm going to write about today. I'm going to write about two cases. As soon as we end, I'm going to start writing. Um, there was this young kid in Idaho, and he was sexually assaulted, a young boy, sexually assaulted by some guys on his football team. And I hate to even repeat what happened to him, but he was developmentally delayed, a young child, young kid, and was sexually assaulted by some guys on the high school football team with a foreign object, and it's just nastiness, ugliness, painful, emotionally and physically. And they arrested and charged the guy who led that, and I wrote about it when it happened many months ago. But yesterday, they basically gave, excuse me, gave the guy a plea deal. Hold on one second. Gave the guy a plea deal, and he doesn't even have to serve jail time. And they're saying if he does his community service, they charged him at first with felony sexual assault, which is a major felony where he could have served 10 or more years in prison. And then they reduced the charges, and then made a deal where they said if he does his community service, that they may even expunge his record. And like, I'm almost cussed. I'm so furious. I'm so angry that someone did something so awful and got off so easily. And the brother who was assaulted was one of the only black kids in the high school. Of course, was sexually assaulted by a group of white football players, and that they got off. And many of you probably have a story very similar to mine. So many of my best friends from middle school and high school are in jail and prison right now, and sometimes for nonviolent offenses. And to see that somebody did something like that, and that they negotiate from a felony sexual assault all the way down to something where he's not even going to serve jail time, he's going to do community service. And then secondly, you may remember, gosh, it was almost a year ago now, in North Carolina, Donald Trump had a rally in North Carolina, and there was a brother there that was protesting, and Regina's right if you see the comments there. There was a brother there who was protesting, and as he left, this old white man, the brother was being escorted up the steps by police, and this old white man came up and elbowed him like right in the face, and just terrible. And the old white guy at the Donald Trump rally just went back and had his seat, and me and other people helped find his identity, and thankfully he was charged. The police did nothing. They saw the assault and did nothing about it, and we found his identity, and he was arrested and charged. Same thing. He was charged with first-degree assault. I mean, he went up to a man who was completely unsuspecting that something like this was going to happen. He went up and elbowed him like brutally right in the face. I mean, the brother fell down right away. I mean, it was a terrible blow, and did it in plain sight for everybody to see. Same thing. The judge and the attorneys allowed him to negotiate the sentence down, negotiate the conviction down, and he's not going to serve any jail time. Not only that, but the law in North Carolina states that when you're convicted of something like that, you have to lose your firearms. And his attorneys negotiated where that statute's not going to apply to him either. And so we see two very different systems of justice. And it is what Michelle Alexander calls the new Jim Crow. It is what Ava DuVernay talks about in 13th. One system is for people of color, particularly black men and women, and a completely different system is for white people and often people of extreme means and wealth of any background. But when I saw these two cases, which I'll write about today, I think I have a third that I'll throw in there, I'm disgusted. And it just reminds me that we've been so focused on Donald Trump, and I get it. He sucks the air out of whatever room we're in. But we have real fights that we have to be in, fighting for serious, meaningful reforms in our criminal justice system. And so, injustice everywhere is a threat. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And these injustices that I'll be talking about today in my New York Daily News piece in Idaho and North Carolina threaten justice all over the place. There are clearly double standards for people of different hues and different ethnicities and backgrounds. And we have to continue fighting against that and fighting for meaningful reforms, because here's the thing. Donald Trump will become president, but injustice is very, very local. And we have to fight against it as they do their federal thing. Understand now that they will have control of the White House and the House and the Senate. And as they have full control of that, unless we're going to keep playing checkers and they play chess, we're going to have to play chess locally and fight and win some battles on the local level. And we can do that. I know we can do it. And so just wanted to check in with you. I'm still working this week. I'll be working all week, working for the New York Daily News. New stories out every day. I'll be on the Tom Jonas Show every Tuesday and Thursday this week and next week. And so we won't be skipping a beat. Love and appreciate you all. Love that I can do this Facebook Live. Always rooting for you. And, I'm still, any of you who are signed up for the Injustice Boycott at injusticeboycott.com, we're getting back to an action today. We've done some internal stuff, and we'll make some announcements with that as well. But getting back to our action today, you can go to injusticeboycott.com. I had an article out, I'll say this last, that came out yesterday about how President Obama, who I love and respect, voted for twice, and both Bill and Hillary Clinton, they're starting to make comments about why she lost the election. And they're so far off base. It's painful to watch them fail to acknowledge the real substantive reasons why she lost. And again, some of it is, President Obama, it would be very hard for him politically to wade into the big mistakes the Democratic Party made. They would almost be hurt or offended. But I'm troubled. I'm just not seeing people acknowledge the true reasons behind this failure. And it was an abysmal failure, a dangerous failure that we will all pay the price for. So I had an article about that came out. It's on my Facebook page and on Twitter. It was not insulting, just a critical analysis of how far off base leading Democratic Party leaders are about why the election was lost. And so they're just really missing the mark. And so check it out. Got to get back to work. But I appreciate you all, rooting for you. If I don't see you again on this Thursday, hope you have a great holiday week. Rooting for you in every way. Take care, everybody.